Hello everyone. Welcome to our EMA space. I am Pierre Bernardo, the CEO of Galileo Protocol, and today I'm to have you all here. Today we are going to dive into some exciting developments with this new project called Kepler Digital. That's an initiative co-funded by Yannick Bernardo. Our mission is to drive the innovation in the aviation and the digital asset sector. And we are working on technologies that not only transform this industry, but also pave the way for a greener and more sustainable future. Today's discussion will give you an insight into how we are going to achieve it. And today, I am pleased to introduce Yannick Bernardo, the co-founder of Kepler Digital, also the CEO of this company. Yannick has a big career and experience within the aviation industry, and his journey has now led him to create something truly groundbreaking. Yannick, hello.
Hello, Pierre.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how your career in the aviation industry led to the creation of Kepler Digitals?
I think I was born in an aircraft in a way. Actually, aviation is a passion since I was so young. I don't even remember when I started to look at what was flying around me and above me. But actually, as soon as I remember, I always loved aircraft and planes. So rightfully, or let's say, I wanted to make sure that I would make my career in that industry. So I have been above 30 years in that industry. Starting to see the initial steps into IT of that industry and getting into various experiences, various jobs. So maybe to make a long story short, I started to pilot an aircraft. Maybe you see it behind me. Before I could even drive my car. Actually, in France, you can be a pilot at the age of 17, and I started to pilot as soon as I could get into an aircraft. So this is something that has been in my DNA since the very beginning. And then I became an aeronautical engineer. So the first step in aviation, I was building aircraft. I worked for Dassault Aviation, for the people who know this very famous company, but also Aerospatiale, and in various companies of this nature. Then I worked for an airline, Air France, who hired me as a maintenance engineer. So I was taking care of a fleet of Boeing 737 and Boeing 747 as the line maintenance. So actually, some piece of it, you will see that in the white paper that we wrote to try to improve it. Then I continued in the air operations of Air France, taking care of an airport, especially Nice Airport, where here I was taking care of everything that we call ground handling assistance around the aircraft, as well as the air operation of this aircraft. As an example, I do remember when we were getting into the same airport, 3 Concorde at the time. So I was part of this adventure of Concorde. And this is still, for a lot of people in aviation, this is a big milestone and a big nostalgia in a way. Then I moved to the IT side of it at the very beginning, where when Amadeus was created. So I don't know if you know Amadeus. It's a B2B company, and I saw it growing from a couple of hundred, or let's say 1,000 maximum people, up to 18,000 people now. And we diversified into a lot of activities into that. And little more than 13 years ago, I created a startup inside. So I was what we call an entrepreneur into Amadeus, where I created the division named Airport IT. So this division is now triple-digit million euro revenue per year, and we started from scratch in 2011. So I'm quite proud of that. But there is something that I wanted to address now that I get older. So I got more experience, but my passion never died, and I want to help to the aviation to face the new challenges. And I will describe what they are at the moment. So now my time with Amadeus is ending, and seeing what Pierre was doing into the luxury industry for with blockchain, I was thinking, I was associating my aviation versus what he was doing with the PNFTs, and I said there is something to be done for aviation to help. So this is why we decided to create Kepler Digital to help further aviation. Some challenges that I see in aviation. So first of all, we have seen how much now in the world of CO2, in the world of sustainability, we need to come back to a promoted aviation. I am hurt really in my flesh, in my heart, each time that I see aviation bashing when we fly. But this is the biggest dream of humanity, to like Icarus, so to be able to fly. So what is more beautiful than flying? So I think that we need to come back to something that is more virtuous, and Kepler Digital is helping this. So this is something that we want to focus on. The second thing is that to make sure that security is guaranteed, I am puzzled by everything that can be counterfeited these days. And it happens in all industries, not only aviation, in car industry, in goods industry, in whatever. So therefore, blockchain gives us an opportunity to secure that. So the fact to fly is not something simple to address. We need to make sure that what flies is absolutely secure, and I think blockchain is able to add a component to that security. So maybe it was a long introduction, but you understand why I'm so adamant, so motivated to help in that domain.
Thank you for the nice introduction, Yannick. And I can see right now that there is about 80% that is listening to this space, and I can see the number of listeners growing. One question that is interesting me is about what prompts you from the transition of aerospace engineer into the business development that you did in your executive position at Amadeus.
Actually, I am an adventurous guy, so I like new things, and I want to. What my motto is always, I did it because I didn't know that it was impossible. So basically, I don't want to stop when there is the first hurdle. I want to try further when things are not are deemed to be not possible to address. So maybe to come back on my career in Amadeus, 15 years ago, so the airport IT market was taken by people who have been here for decades, 30 decades. So not a lot of people believe that what we wanted to do was actually possible. But especially at that time, it was a transition to cloud because the industry was quite conservative, afraid of the cloud. But now we demoed that actually cloud is more secure than local servers. So we did it because we wanted it, and we never give up. Something that we can have ups and downs, but like we say in tennis, a match is never ended until the last ball bounces twice. So for me, this is really something that I want to apply to anything that I undertake, and this is Kepler. This is also the what Kepler Digital teams have in mind. So it's not a one-man show. I'm just the initiator. I want to give stimulus to the people working with me, but every people working in my team will have the same motivation and the same belief. So don't be afraid of hurdle. It will happen, we know. And so this is by falling down that you do a better job afterwards. You don't learn anything when everything goes well. You have to fail from time to time to be able to rebound and make it better next time. So let's do that, guys.
Absolutely. And it's very interesting the way you are approaching the blockchain technology, and especially for this industry that is living for decades right now and have already existing technology in place. And with the blockchain technology, we can enhance, we can elevate this industry with more secure, with a green commitment also as well. And let me also introduce also what we are doing at Galileo Protocol. At Galileo Protocol, we are leveraging the blockchain technology to create what we call a PNFT, or digital passport, and is guaranteeing the provenance and the authenticity of the physical assets, while enhancing also the customer experiences using this blockchain technology. Because that's true that if we are taking a look at the history of the blockchain technology, we had the proof of work blockchain, the Bitcoin, and then we have the generation 2 type of blockchain like Ethereum, and after we have the proof of stake blockchain technology like Cardano, Polkadot, and so on and so forth. And we are seeing right now projects that are developing to bring real life use cases. It's like how the blockchain technology, and with all this blockchain development and the scalability that is evolving years after years, how we can bring this blockchain technology to elevate and to bring some new use cases into different industry, the luxury industry, but also the aviation and the urban air mobility industry. So it led me to the next question is like, Yannick, could you provide us an overview of Kepler Digital and its vision? Why do you want to create Kepler Digital, and what kind of product do you aim to bring within this industry?
Exactly. Okay, so from my 27 years in Amadeus, I can appreciate how efficient is a company like Amadeus. So in aviation, if you want, they have been developing things which are super efficient. Every year we transport more than 5 billion passengers, and the number of people using that IT is enormous. Actually, Kepler Digital is not here to replace. It's here to enhance, to help when I see the weaknesses in this jigsaw, or better say, when I see spaces where the classical IT providers are not investing because not enough return on investment for a smaller niche of this. So this is one of them. So basically, it's more a complement. It's more helping, making sure that all the scope of aviation is covered, rather than replacing. So I think the volumetry of what has to be replaced has nothing to do with the ambition of Kepler Digital. We want to make sure that we address what are the weaknesses today. So there are some other things that you all see. You will see the press where you see these new ways of being transported by aircraft. This is what we call the eVTOLs, or the advanced air mobility, or urban air mobility. Something like maybe some 1 decade ago, you saw The Fifth Element, a movie from Luc Besson, which was addressing a piece of it, but we didn't know that it would be possible 10 years after. And this is becoming. We are seeing this. We will see we are seeing the first eVTOL being. eVTOL means, sorry for my jargon, means electrical vertical takeoff and landing. So, and we will see that in our day-to-day life more and more. And the next generation will see that all the time. So, actually, this type of market will need to be addressed. And the class address airlines today will need to be adapted. And this is what we want to develop with Kepler Digital, is to make sure that we are ready for when they become in operations. And this is for tomorrow. In 2025, even in 2024, during the Olympics, you will see eVTOL flying over the River Seine in Paris. You see them flying in New York City. You will see them very soon flying in the Middle East. So a lot of people are addressing that, but I'm not sure that they completely embraced the IT side of it, and the way that we are, example, supporting ticketing, loyalties, spare parts, all types of that we have described in the white paper, that I can go in details if you want. But all that will need to be addressed, because once let's say the O&M, so what we call O&M in our jargon, is original aircraft manufacturer. So you've got a lot of brands on the market today, like Volocopter, Lilium, Joby, Archer. All these ones are aircraft manufacturers like Airbus or Boeing are. So you need to have operators. You need to be able to address the whole chain of passenger transportation into that. I'll give you an example, baggage in an eVTOL. In a classical helicopter, you can transport baggage into the helicopter. In an eVTOL, you don't, because this is too sensitive to the weight of the aircraft. So you need to find another way to secure the baggage. So this is what we call baggage tracking and tracing. That's why in the white paper you will see that use case as well. Therefore we need with blockchain to address the security. You can make sure that the trace of this baggage or the trace of the asset is 100% secured. No hacking on this. No possible to have frauds. No counterfeiting. And this is something that we are addressing with Kepler Digital.
Absolutely, Yannick, and you told about a concept, an idea that is very important, I think, within the blockchain technology, because within the blockchain technology and within the Web3 environment and industry, there is some misconception surrounding the blockchain technology. That's kind of frustrating to see blockchain to be promoted as a one-size-fits-all solution, and we often heard about terms like blockchain maximalist or Web3 maximalist, suggesting an impractical all or nothing mindset, and blockchain need to replace all existing technology. The key to blockchain adoption is integrating with current system. Consider industry like aerospace or luxury, for instance, which have decades of proven technology. Our role as a blockchain developer and blockchain entrepreneurs is to enhance, is to elevate, not to overthrow existing technology. And blockchain should add value where it fits best, because replacing all tech in an industry with blockchain is impractical and ignores the value of what's already working. Instead, we should focus on how blockchain can improve current system. It's not about saying blockchain will replace everything, but asking how can blockchain elevate what's already there. So I think this is a very important concept that we are talking right now. The second point is about, okay, what can we do with blockchain within the aviation industry? And you were talking about the urban air mobility industry. We were talking about elevating the green and the new aviation, but we were talking also about asset tracking, passenger tracking, luggage tracking, spare parts tracking, with the use of the PNFT, the physical non-fungible token standards that Galileo have been creating. Yannick, can you elaborate a little bit more on how and on which extent this PNFT will be used to track, for instance, spare parts, luggages, but also we were talking about certification.
Yeah. So let's go to the spare parts. Today, we see the press that we have some concern when we take some aircraft. And you remember very recently some issues that we observe on Boeings, for instance, the 737 MAX, or some other issue that from time to time we see an incident. Talking to John Jarrell, who is one of my advisors, and you will see that in the white paper, he's a captain on private jets. So John is a very experienced guy, and he's an ex-US Army pilot. And from time to time, he tells me he's concerned about what is mounted on his aircraft when they are to change a brake or a tire or even a bolt. He doesn't know exactly where it comes from. So actually, what we want to do is to propose a solution for original equipment manufacturer to be able to associate a PNFT to their physical goods. So today, this is a paper certification that you get, and you see a signature that it says this is the right spare part, but who says this is the right? Everything can be counterfeited today. So when I saw the technology of Galileo Protocol, making sure my bet is that industry in 10 years from now or 5 years from now will demand the PNFT versus a paper to make sure this is the right thing, which has not been manufactured in the let's say dodgy plant or factory that is copying everything that aviation does, and you mount on your aircraft something that you are not 100% is secured. So I want to enhance the security of the aircraft thanks to that, and especially the green aviation technology. It also applies to everything which is on an airport. I don't know if next time that you take an aircraft, you will see this number of material that you see, or equipment that you see around an aircraft. We call them the ground support equipment. They are also super important to maintain at the right level of security. So it also applies to beyond an aircraft. Everything in the aviation space needs to be super secure to make sure that the passenger feels comfortable. Concerning diplomas, this is another thing. Example, in France, we have wrong doctors, people who pretend to be doctors, but they don't have a doctor diploma. So if this is possible in medicine, you can imagine how possible it is on an airport. So people can pretend to be qualified to make the push of a 747, which is a very important security activity, because they show a diploma. We want to equip also the certificate chain of people with PNFTs. So my belief is that PNFT will be the paramount to make sure that everything that has happened around an aircraft, on an aircraft, or with the people touching an aircraft is actually super secure and not counterfeited. So this is what we would like to propose also in that space.
Yannick, do you think this industry is ready to integrate or to accept this buzzword, which is the blockchain industry? And do you think this industry understands the core concept of the decentralization and a permissionless network like the blockchain technology?
They are ready. They are about to, and maybe the classical aviation, and let's separate the classical aviation and the future aviation that I was mentioning about the eVTOL urban air mobility. I think the urban air mobility from day one, they will be ready because they have nothing to replace. They are just new to operate, and of course they are a bunch of 30, 40 years old guys, and they know what blockchain is about, so they are not afraid of blockchain at all. So I think everything will be easier with this piece of the aviation. The classical aviation, we will see some resistance, but as I saw some resistance in my previous job. But as I said, it doesn't mean that we are not going to make it. Resistance to cloud would be the same as resistance to blockchain. So this is something that I know some pioneers will adopt it. We have some classical pioneer countries around the world. Example, the Nordic countries. They are very pioneer in embracing new technologies. So you notice as part of my advisors, I have the ex-CIO of all the Norwegian airport, Brede Nielsen. So he's already procuring me some use cases that I have not thought about even, and we can find, let's say, an advance, a beta tester in that industry thanks to him, or even in the certification for people. So the schools, the organisme de formation, as we say, some of them will adopt it. I have no doubt about this. I am in discussion with some, and the bet is the same. Basically, in 5 years, you will have to show your PNFTs and not only your diploma. I am encouraging others people to come on this market. I don't think exclusivity is what we need to do. I like competition. I want competition because it's first of all, it trains the industry, and second, it helps I like challenges. I want to be challenged. I want to be improving. If we don't have competition, actually, everybody is sleeping on their laurels. So I think this is good that the industry is going to come, and I'm going to help that industry to come to that point. So adoption will be in my view, rather quick. I believe in it in the next year or so for the first element of that. Definitely, the diplomas will be very, very early adopted. And the other ones, I'm already talking to some of them, and I want to give good surprise even in the next month.
Yeah, very interesting what you said, and I'm thinking about something that's true, that in 2016 and 2017, when the Bitcoin price was surging and all the eyes from different industry was watching this blockchain space, we have seen we have seen the aviation industry doing some research and development over the use cases of the blockchain technology into the aviation sector. But they have been pausing the research and development for a few years, and right now in 2024, all the eyes and this industry is starting again to have some interest for the blockchain technology. Do you have a clue on why in 2017 a lot of a lot of companies was research and developed was doing some research and development over the blockchain technology, and why now all the eyes are bringing back to this blockchain technology?
Yeah, okay. I think I have my own interpretation of that. So, I don't pretend to have a science infuse or to be always right. I just want to give my opinion. I think there are two things. The first time when I saw these papers that were issued 4 years ago. What you can notice into these papers, they are talking about a replacement of things which are already existing. Most of them. And so why do you want to replace something which is already covered by so many other systems that work perfectly fine today? So it was one of the main resistance, in my view, that they wanted to change things that are already perfectly working. The second thing is, so that's why we want to address the niche, the side of the industry which are not addressed today versus replacing what is existing. The second thing, I think DLTs or blockchain, they have improved a lot. So at that time, the number of transactions per second was a real issue. Because aviation, we are talking about a lot of volumes, and the fact to address that with things which were asking for even a few seconds to answer or to be created, I think was a real problem. So now we have new blockchains existing, improving things such as Avalanche that we want to use, or SUI, or even Solana. So they are showing that they can now address much more transactions per second than before. So as you said also, Pierre, before, the proof of work versus the proof of stake with the energy consumptions was without any doubt a showstopper, or at least a slowness factor to that. So I think the circumstances are different. So the other industry, they progress on blockchain, or they made the blockchain progress. And now this is the time for aviation to take advantage of that and to harness these new blockchains. And this is what we want to do with Kepler.
I agree. I totally agree. And by the way, I want to welcome everyone within this EMA space, both on Twitter and YouTube, because we have about 300 participants, 300 viewers right now that are watching Yannick and Pierre talking about this future of green aviation called Kepler Digital. And I want to highlight what you said, Yannick, because in 2017 we had this proof of work blockchain technology widely used, and especially by Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we all know about the issues of this proof of work technology. That's about the higher energy consumption, about the slow transaction speeds, but that's also about the limited scalability. And after the Bitcoin, we layer one type of solution like Ethereum, but all the transaction process on the primary blockchain was leading to congestions and increasing the gas fees. So Ethereum is a fabulous technology, but with the scalability issue and the congestion, we cannot anticipate to use this kind of proof of work So Ethereum was a proof of work, now it's a proof of stake. We couldn't envision to use this kind of technology at the time being for the aviation industry. And Yannick, you were telling about 5 billion passengers a year, so that's a lot of data management that we need to do. And it's important also to talk about the interoperability. The interoperability is the capacity of communication between different blockchain. Right now, we have new generation of blockchain technology like Avalanche, the ones that we are going to use on one end, because we are going to use different blockchain and we are going to use an interoperable features to communicate between all these blockchain in order to enhance the scalability and to enhance also the customer experiences. So right now we have different type of blockchain. We have the proof of stake. We have also the layer 2 that is plugging also on the layer 1 for Ethereum, which is improving also all this scalability in and interoperability features. So right now it is very interesting to develop these use cases because we have blockchain that are capable of offering the transaction per second needs that we need to address this industry. Yannick, you were talking also about different technology and initiatives that is being developed also within the aviation industry. I remember conversation over the biometrics. I remember also conversation over the metaverse experiences, but also there is a buzzword which is the Gen AI. Could you elaborate a little bit maybe on the metaverse, on the biometric, and on the artificial intelligence within this industry?
Yeah, of course, of course. So the metaverse, we have a lot of applicability with Kepler Digital. So actually, we are going to be helped by these new technologies. What we are going to embed them in everything we do by let's say by nature, by structure. As said, so let me give you some example about metaverse, for instance. If you take metaverse, let's talk about the training. All these people who are trained on an aircraft, pushing an aircraft, maintaining an aircraft, making sure that the operations is going to be safe. They need to repeat the same process to be completely used to it, and they can then go in real life and make it. So you can train them into a kind of simulator that would be powered by metaverse. So this is something that we want to help the industry. This is an example. You can think about the passenger side of it also. So today, in order to have an experience about what you are going to live into an aircraft or during your airborne period, you can think about, okay, do I like to go in that cabin, or do I like to do this human air mobility flight? So can I leave it before I am actually on board? So this is where metaverse can help. So there are examples. You can also in metaverse try to change a spare part into an engine of an aircraft. So many applicability that we can do that. And so the virtual marketplace can be also on the metaverse to exchange things, to make sure that you buy the right thing at the right moment. You have the experience before you actually live it as a human being. So Gen AI. So Gen AI, it's a reality today. We do use Gen AI already in Galileo, and we are going to use it also in Kepler Digital big time. So let me give you some example of Gen AI. Example, the creation of PNFTs to make sure that the metadata are actually the right ones, and to criticize what we created as metadata being checked by Gen AI is definitely one piece of that we can use. Gen AI can help us also designing a process, making sure that the spare part process is actually the right one to mount a new or when we have doubts about what should be the right remedy to a fault of a specific part. So this is so Gen AI is part. It should be part of a DNA from day one. So there is no doubt about what we should use, why we should use it or not. But yes, it's definitely in the heart of what we do, generally.
So what are the long-term goals for Kepler Digital? How do you envision it? In 2035, like what will be the state of Kepler Digital within the urban air mobility and the green aviation industry?
You know what I would love? I would love Kepler to be recognized as a pioneer to have helped aviation to become greener, to be, of course, a reference, like the pioneers are all very often reference, that everything that should be done in that space with blockchain. And so therefore, I would like to be able to power fleets of eVTOLs all around the world with everything we said concerning spare parts, concerning diplomas. I would like that example. We can say we help thanks to the launch pad 100 startup to innovate in green aviation. This is something, by the way, we need to let's say to insist a little bit. This is quite difficult today when you know the size of the money that classical IT is doing in the classical aviation, to have startups in the world of aviation only tackling the green side of it. So and we want to help them. It's not only for us as Kepler Aviation. We want to also to help other startups to go, and that's why we are going to facilitate that via what we call the launch pad. So in 2030, we are in 2024 now. Kepler Digital being let's say 200 people working, key opinion leader, showing the way to others. We are in an industry and we are not alone. It's not about being selfish and alone. We want to share what we do. We want to make sure that it helps other companies to grow and to help aviation and people to meet each other, families to reconvene at the end of the year because they're happy to fly, versus today where everybody is asked not to fly in order not to consume CO2. So we want to be a good thing for humanity at the end. This is maybe ambitious, but if you are not ambitious, you don't start anything. You stay in bed and you sleep.
Absolutely, I love the vision. And Yannick, you were talking about the launch pad. So that's an initiative that we are taking right now. We want to help projects to fundraise funds within the cryptocurrency ecosystem. And at the epicenter of this launch pad, we will have a token which is called Avia, which will be the native token of Kepler Digitals. And right now, I am assuming that we are doing also our own ICO. Could you tell us a little bit about this ICO and the fundraising attraction that we are getting from different type of investors all around the world?
Yeah, this is very funny. What's happening? Actually, the creation of Kepler Digital, it has taken a few weeks. So now this is actually incorporated. So Kepler Digital officially exists. So we have a French registration. So we can start operate since last week, actually. Yeah. So it's very young. But we had people in the waiting lounge to invest. So we have several rounds of ICO. So we started with what we call ultra private sale. So this is not ended. Actually, we had to stop it by the amount, not by the time. So we were already at the maximum very early in our position, and now we are getting into the private sales one that starts actually now. So you will see that we have issued today the website where you can register if you are interested in investing. And this is launched now until the end of June, I think. Yeah. So or end of July, sorry. So private sales one. But again, if you are interested, don't be too late because we are going to stop it when we reach the maximum. of investors. So to give you numbers, in the first UPS, we raised a little bit more than 420,000 US dollars. The private sales one, it's at 785 US dollars max. But when I see people now willing to invest, it can be quick. So don't be hesitating if you're interested. Don't wait too long. This is what I want to say. Then will come a private sales too, and then a public sale right before listing. When I see the enthusiasm, I'm surprised myself. I didn't know that it was so weighted. So this is for me. If you want, the success of the ICO is the consequences of the passion, and we don't do that because we want to have the ICO. We do that because we are passionate what we do. Of course, we need the ICO in order to fund all this development, because it will require a lot of developers, a lot of passion, a lot of people helping making that a reality. So the team will do that. I will try to lead the team the best as I can, but the team will do that. So it will be a team effort. So you have also. Do you want me to give the details about the ICO, but different, or they can see that on the website? No.
Yeah, I was about to give some details, but we will be providing also all the resources, all the information that you can have to make an informed decision if you want to invest within the ICO. As you can understand, we cannot accept all the countries within the ICO because there is some jurisdictions there is some kind of gray area in some jurisdiction, but most of the country are allowed to invest within this ICO, and I find it very, very interesting because since the inception and the genesis of blockchain technology, we have been seeing different narratives. Well, we were talking about the proof of work, we were talking about the proof of stake, we were talking about the decentralized finance, we were talking about the gaming, and now we are seeing this project which are called utility projects. They are bringing a token within the industry that aim to bring utility and to develop the use cases in the real world. And Kepler Digital is among the top leaders, I would say, because there is no competitors in this space. That's a crypto project within this green aviation and urban air mobility industry. That's one of a kind. That's a groundbreaking solution that we want to bring. And we were trying also to do the same, and we are trying to do the same with Galileo Protocol, is like with the blockchain technology, how we can enhance the customer experiences with this B2B2C approach. Is like when you are going to buy a Gucci bag or some Louis Vuitton shoes, for instance, instead of receiving the traditional proof of certificate and the traditional invoice, which are paper-based documents, which are prone to advanced forgery, we are trying to bring this blockchain technology, this permissionless technology within this industry. And like I was saying, not to replace all the existing technology, but to elevate, to enhance the already established technology in place. And concerning the ICO, so the ICO, for the ones that doesn't know, is about initial coin offering. That's a privilege to give you access to the tokens that we are going to mint before anyone else, before it is being listed on public exchange. So we aim to list the token by Q4 2024. What we aim is for October 2024 on a decentralized exchange, for instance, Uniswap or Trader Joe, depending also on the adoption within the Avalanche ecosystem. And we aim also to list the token on a centralized exchange for to facilitate also the trading experiences. So we will have different rounds of investments. Today, we are very thrilled and happy to announce that we have the private sale ones that will open. So just after this live, we are going to publish on our website, on Telegram, and on Twitter. By the way, you have the website, which is www.keplerdigitals with the S at the end, .io. So you can visit and find all the relevant information, such as the white paper, the team, the vision, the unique selling proposition, but also the tokenomics. And so right now we have the private sale one, which will last during the summer. And in September, we are going to open the private sale two, which less discounted price, but with the same vesting period. So what I would advise you is to act fast, because now you have the possibility to get the token as a discounted price in comparison with the future rounds of investment. And finally, around October 2024, we will have the public sale just before the listing on the centralized exchange and the decentralized exchange. To give you a little bit more information about the token, it will be a token deployed on Avalanche. Why? Because we aim to create a subnet. A subnet, that's a functionality of the Avalanche blockchain that allow us to deploy a blockchain within a blockchain. And within this subnet, we have the possibility also to have a native token. We want to develop a blockchain specialized for the aviation industry. But we are not Avalanche maximalist. We are interoperability maximalist. We want to use different blockchain in order to enhance the scalability that we want to offer, and especially within this demanding industry, the green aviation, the traditional aviation, and the urban air mobility. So in terms of total supply, we will have 100 million Avia token. It won't be an inflated tokenomics because we are going to mint and to print all the Avia token at the day of the TGE. And why are we choosing Avalanche? First of all, that's about the fast transaction. We know that Avalanche is providing a lightning fast transaction speeds, ensuring smooth and efficient token transfer. That's also about the low fees, because with Avalanche, we can enjoy minimal transaction cost in comparison with Ethereum, for instance. Ethereum, the more there is users on the network, and the more the gas fees will increase. That's why we want to use a blockchain like Avalanche. And the third point, that's about the security. We know that Avalanche is an enterprise-grade type of blockchain. There is a robust security measures that guarantee that your transactions are safe and secure. So what I invite you to subscribe on the Twitter page of Kepler Digital. We encourage you also to join our community on Telegram, and we encourage you also to go on www.keplerdigitals.io to check all the relevant information about the vision, the team, but also for the initial coin offering.
Yeah. Maybe something to add, which is quite interesting for me. When we are talking about the convergence of blockchain and aviation, we see that also in investors. Actually, today, 30% of the people who participated to the ICO are actually, for the first time, participating to an ICO. So they are coming from the people who were investing before in the banks or in so we are providing means for them to buy ICO Avias at discounted price, but they never existed in the past on the blockchain. So it shows that there is an enthusiasm on both sides, traditional world and blockchain world. Quite interesting. 30% of investors.
Absolutely, and we are quite exciting about this. That's true that we are. So when we are taking a look at the wait list for the ICO, we can see that we have non-crypto people that are joining us because they aim to invest into the ICO with euros, with British pounds, with US dollar. You know, the traditional fiat money. And they will be able to participate into the ICO. So just to tell you that we are accepting both kind of investments. You can deposit USDT, USDC, or AVAX as a cryptocurrency investment. But at the same time, also, if you are located in Europe or everywhere around the world, but we just need to check which kind of currency we can accept within our bank account, we can accept also investment from fiat currency. And Yannick, so I can see that there is around 400 people that are watching us right now. So that's very interesting. Thank you so much, everyone. So what I recommend to do is to do maybe another EMA session, maybe in June or in August. We didn't talk about the different team members and advisors that will be joining Kepler, but that's very interesting to see all these experts that is joining the project, and maybe we will have the chance to to discuss about them, or even to invite them within the EMA space.
Yeah, actually, I checked with them. Maybe so. The initial team is made of specialists of Galileo, so Pierre and all the people. So that we benefit from the technology, the successful technology at Galileo, and the other piece of the team is specialist aviation. So we have 4 specialist aviation. I humbly pretend to be one of them, but we have one who is covering the scope of green aviation and green countries. Brede Nielsen for Norway. We know how advanced they are, example, with the Tesla, with electric cars, and they are also the same with aviation. They want to be the first adopters of this type of thing. So Brede Nielsen is representing them as well at the airport. We have John Jarrell. So Brede has been 30 years or so in aviation. John Jarrell, the same, is a captain today on a private jet aviation, but before he was working in the IT industry as well. So he covers the whole scope, and even especially also the manufacturing of the aircraft that is so keen on. And we have also the ground handling side represented by Fred Meyer, also a gentleman of my age, more or less. So we are all 60 years old guys, and successful in what we did in the past. And actually, they are joining me to help guiding. So especially Fred on the ground handling side. So these entities that today you see when you take an aircraft, but you don't really realize that they are part of the overall ecosystem. The Swiss ports, the Avia partners, or this type of entities. So they have also a lot of needs in the space. Yeah. So we start with this. I can call it dream team, and let's go, guys.
Let's go. And we have 410 people. That's incredible to see all of you, all the Galileans and the Keplerians also as well to join this live. So just a closing remarks about Kepler Digital. So first of all, Galileo is very proud and very happy also to support this project. We have Zach, we have Kush, we have Andrea, we have Nathaniel also that is provide value also to Kepler Digital, along with Yannick, Brede, John, and Fred Meyer also. So we are very, very excited about this. So let me recap a little bit about the different use cases and the solutions that we want to bring within Kepler Digital. The first one is about a dedicated subnet on the Avalanche blockchain. The second one is about the ticketing and the loyalty solution. With the smart contract, with the blockchain technology, and moreover about the PNFT and the token gated experience, we want to enhance the customer travel experience within an airport or within this new industry, which is the urban air mobility. The third one, that's about the aviation launchpad and ecosystem support. What we want to do is to create a launchpad. We all know launchpad for gaming project, for Avalanche project, etc. We want to create a launchpad to help projects to fundraise within this crypto ecosystem to promote sustainability and to promote a green transportation overall. The other one is about the credentials, the counterfeiting problems that we discussed about the diploma and the certification, but also about the e-learning platform. We want to be able to construct a platform in which we are going to connect the university or the certification providers with the students. And the students will have the opportunity to attend a course. And when they have been validating the course, they will receive a digital twin, a PNFT, which will be used as the diploma, and which will be used also as a anti-counterfeiting tool within this industry, just to increase and enhance the security over the airport industry. And the last one is about the metaverse and the AI initiatives that we want to develop also as well, because blockchain technology is a very nice technology, and especially for data management, tracking, and that's it. But also AI can enhance also the use of the blockchain technology, but also the metaverse experiences. So that was incredible interview. Thank you so much for this discussion. I can see that we are 430 people right now. This is it for my closing remarks. Again, thank you so much, Yannick. And do you have something to say before we conclude this Twitter space?
Just one thing: let's be humble, but let's be ambitious. So it doesn't contradict each other. So we don't give up easily. We never give up easily. We are going to make it. We are going to try and make it. So I'm pretty sure I feel it in my guts, that it's going to be successful. And I want to have more people engaged into this transformation of aviation in everything we explain, green and the aviation of the future with urban air mobility. So we are here to help, and we want you to help us as well with your, let's say, engagement. So this is just the start of a very, very nice journey. You will all be super happy about that, I'm sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.